Today we have another viewer request video, and I want to thank Joey Locatetta. Sent it on Instagram. Thanks for doing that. Thanks for everyone else who direct messaged me, commented, and sent your recipes in. I'm going to try to get to as many as I can, but keep sending those recipes. Make more videos on it in our viewer request playlist. So, Joey Locatetta requested chicken saltimbocca. Traditionally made with veal. Saltimbocca roughly translate to jump in the mouth. I'm going to show you how I do it today. Make it really flavorful. All it is chicken breast, prosciutto, and sage. That's the three main components of this dish. We're going to take it up a little bit. I got some nice roasted garlic that we're going to mix with our sage, and we're going to make this beautiful chicken saltimbocca today. This is again viewer request for Joey Locatetta. Thanks again for sending this in. Keep sending me those recipes. So let's make this chicken saltimbocca. All right, so for this chicken saltimbocca, got our chicken breast, nice and thin. If you have a thicker chicken breast, it's better to butterfly it and pound it out a bit to about a ½ inch thickness. These are nice and thinly cut, so these are ready to go. These will be perfect. So we'll put our chicken aside. Got my prosciutto, and I have some roasted garlic. All I did with this, take a couple of heads of garlic, take the tops off of them, little olive oil on top, in a 400-degree oven, wrapped in this foil bed for about 45 minutes until we get nice color here, nice and soft. And we're going to use that today for our chicken saltimbocca. So I have got a bowl here. Take our garlic, and we're just going to squeeze out the garlic heads. And these are nice and soft. And this really changes the flavor of the garlic. So we want to make this into a paste. I'm just going to take a fork here and mash it down. We're going to line them up. And this is how I like to incorporate the sage for this dish. Sometimes people take the whole leaves and they rest it underneath the prosciutto. That's a nice presentation. You see that in restaurants a lot. But then when you go to cook the chicken, a lot of times the sage falls out, or you have to play with toothpicks to get it in there, have it stay. So we're going to take the sage and we're going to chop it. We don't want to cut it too big. We just run our knife through it. Nice thin strips of sage. And we just want to add that sage to our roasted garlic and incorporate that in. So we have a nice roasted garlic sage paste here. We don't want to add any salt to this because we're getting plenty of saltiness from our prosciutto, and we're going to season the chicken as well. So we have that nice paste here. So we'll put that aside. We'll season our chicken. Just salt and pepper. Now we're going to take our sage garlic paste mixture, and we're just going to put a thin layer over each chicken breast. Nice thin even layer. We don't want to put too big globs of the roasted garlic on there. We want to have a nice thin even layer, and this is going to do two things. One, obviously it's going to give this chicken saltimbocca a ton of flavor, and it's going to act as a glue for our prosciutto. So this is a little different way of doing it. A lot of times people would line the chicken with whole sage leaves and then rest your prosciutto on top, which works as well, but like I said, a lot of times the sage will fall off, and this will help keep the prosciutto adhered to the chicken. So now we could take our prosciutto and cover each chicken breast. If you have a little overhang, just wrap it under. This is really a great dish. A lot of times you hear this as a great weeknight dish, because a lot of times during the week people are working. You come home, especially if you have kids, you don't know what to make. What are we going to make? Instead of the same old chicken dish, you grab some prosciutto, that garlic. This is a really easy and beautiful dish to make. Okay, our chicken's all ready to go, and our prosciutto, and there's one more step I like to do before we go to the pan. Take some flour, hit it with a little salt, little pepper, incorporate that And we're just going to lightly dredge the chicken. And what this is going to do is give us some nice color, a very, very thin crust, and it's a little more insurance that our prosciutto isn't going to stick to the pan, because we don't want to burn this prosciutto. So we don't want to get the pan super hot and then burn the prosciutto to prevent it from sticking, or then if it's too cold, we add it and it sticks to the pan. We have to scrape our chicken off and we lose all that nice prosciutto. Just give this a light dredge of flour. Get all the excess off, like so. That looks good. We'll do that for the rest. Now we're ready for the pan. Put it on medium-high heat. Add olive oil. Make sure we coat the whole bottom of the pan. Let that heat up a bit. It's important not to crowd the pan. We don't want to add all the chicken at once, because then it won't cook evenly, it won't brown evenly, and then we're just going to have a mess. So you want to do this in batches. And then once all the chicken's finished cooking, I'm going to show you a nice easy pan sauce to make. Take a piece of our chicken, and we always want to put our chicken in away from us. We don't want to just dump it in there. Take it, gently let it down, so we don't want to splash any oil, like so. That's the reaction we're looking for when we add our chicken. If it's too cold, it's going to get soggy, it's not going to be nice, crisp, beautifully brown. If it's too hot, it's just going to instantly burn. So we'll let this go about a couple of minutes each side. Since these are thin chicken breasts, it's not going to take very long. You'll also notice as I added the chicken, move it a little bit, just to ensure we're not sticking to our pan. So looking nice. Give these a little nice easy flip. We don't want to stab under there and try and dislodge our prosciutto. Again, away from us. That looks really beautiful right there. Our prosciutto is nice and crispy. It's still adhered to our chicken. We can see our roasted garlic paste that we made with the sage. It smells great. That's perfect right there. That's a nice looking chicken saltimbocca right there. Now I'm getting hungry. So at this point we've gotten the crust we want. Turn down the heat a bit because we don't want to burn our oil too much. We just want to finish cooking this through. So just another couple of minutes and this will be done. And then we'll repeat with the rest of our chicken. Alright, so our chicken's done. Took it all out, put it on a plate with some paper towels. And now we're going to make a nice sauce to go with this chicken saltimbocca right here. So we have all this beautiful brown bits on the bottom of this pan. And that's just all a ton of flavor right there. So we're just going to take a bottle of wine. I have some white wine. I have Riesling actually. And you could get a dry Riesling. And it's great, just like a Chardonnay or a Sauvignon Blanc. A nice dry Riesling works just as well. So we're just going to deglaze this pan. Just a little bit, about a quarter cup of wine. And then after we add our wine, we want to scrape all those bits off the bottom of this pan. And the alcohol in the wine will cook off. It'll help loosen that up. This is called fond, F-O-N-D. And it's just flavor. Get all that off. And you can see the color, that beautiful brown. And at this point, I'm just going to take 3 small sage leaves and just break them up in there. The sage is very strong flavor, nice earthy flavor. So now we have some chicken stock. We'll add that in, about a cup and a half. And now we'll let this reduce. All right, our sauce has been reducing for a little over 5 minutes. See how much it's reduced. And we don't want to season it before we start reducing it, because reducing it's amplifying the flavor. It's concentrating everything, the chicken stock, the wine. Now we want to give it a taste. Really nice. I like where the salt's at. We'll just add a little bit of fresh cracked pepper. That is a really good sauce. See just how easy it is to do. Because we have so much flavor from cooking the chicken in this pan with the prosciutto and the sage, the roasted garlic. All those brown bits we got off the bottom. So at this point, we're going to shut the heat all the way down to low. We want it to stop boiling. And we're just going to add a knob of butter. And that's going to thicken the sauce a bit more. It's going to give it a nice glossy sheen. And this is traditionally how pan sauces are finished, a nice knob of butter. So we'll let that melt. So we'll take just a couple of pieces of our chicken saltimbocca, which looks fantastic. And then we'll come in here with our pan sauce right from the pan, which smells fantastic. And we'll just spoon some, like so. We don't want to put it directly over our prosciutto because it's nice and crispy. A little bit of our sage leaves that we got in there. And of course, leave some on the side. There it is, chicken saltimbocca. This smells really good. That sauce is really delicious. It's just so simple, just a simple pan sauce. Really finishes this off beautifully. Nice crispy prosciutto. Made that garlic paste that we chopped the sage in. I can't wait to enjoy this. Thanks again. Big shout out to Joey Locatetta. The recipe request from Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're gonna have plenty more viewer request videos. Don't forget to give the video a like. It helps this channel reach more people. I really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching.